Hey there YouTube, it's Elizabeth. It's a Saturday, which means it's plant chore day. I have plants to water, I have moss poles to water, I need to fertilize everything. I also want to take a look at a couple of my plants, my croton and my anthurium in particular. I want to take a look at their root system. It's been a while since I've taken them out of their pots to look at them, and I have a feeling it's time for a pot upgrade for them. So that's all I can think of off the top of my head. There might be other things, we'll see. But come along with me as I do some planty chores. Okay, we're at the sink. I've got my beautiful Phalaenopsis orchid here. Let's give her a water. I've got my other Phalaenopsis orchid, which still hasn't given me any blooms, but I'm patiently waiting. But let's give it a water. Next is my Spathiphyllum, which has done surprisingly well after repotting it. I potted it in an orchid bark based potting medium, and it hasn't gone droopy. Its leaves haven't turned yellow. This one has a little bit, but I'm surprised at how well it's done. I thought it would go through a little bit of shock, but yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Let's just say that. Let me put my orchids back. Okay, I have my Philodendron Prince of Orange here. It has this new leaf, which is beautiful, but it's not very big. This is the plant that I repotted in a different potting medium last week, so hopefully I'll get some better growth with that new potting medium. We'll see. Let's empty this out. You're not allowed up here. Get down. I'm just using this Miracle Grow orchid food for everything. I don't know if it's the best for my aroids, but I don't really want to have multiple fertilizers under my sink. I don't want to have lots of stuff, if that makes sense. So I'm just using this for everything. I probably need to do some more research on that and see if it's the best for my aroids. It's probably not the best, but it's what I'm using right now, so it is what it is for the moment. And here's my Alocasia Black Velvet, which is doing just great. I'm really pleased with this plant. There's the newest leaf right there. Oh, get out of the way. So pretty. So like perfect and velvety. I love it. I've got my Monstera obliqua here and my Monstera pinnatipartita. Oh, let me turn her around so you can see. These can go back. And then here I have my Hilo Beauty with its tiny little leaf. How cute! Like I've said before, this pinnatipartita pot has a drainage hole, but it's clogged, so I have to tip the whole thing upside down and let the water drain out the top. So I'm still waiting for this to push out another leaf. It's giving me this one leaf and then it's done absolutely nothing. So I'm being patient. All right, let me put these back. Next, I think we'll go to the plants with the watering can. Let's water my Boston fern. This poor guy has been through a lot. I'm halfway tempted to just throw him away and buy a new one for like $13 at Walmart, but I think I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to give up on him yet. He could probably do with the repot, but I don't think I want to do that today. Oh. No. My Begonia maculata is not doing so well. I chopped it way back and I'm propagating some of the sticks. I'm going to add some water to the saucer here. There we go. My Aglaonema Ghost. Just a little bit for him. Moving on over here. And the cat's following. We've got a growth point here on my bird of paradise. That's super exciting. I can't wait till that grows. Let's move up to my string of fishhooks. Let's get my Pilea peperomioides, which is fun to say. Oh, don't drip. There we go. Just a little bit. Down here, I've got my Bromeliad pups. I checked the root system on these guys about a month ago, and they barely have any roots. I want to put them in my orchid potting mix, but not yet. They aren't ready for it yet. My Peperomia argyria. Whoops. I keep spilling. And my Epipremnum pinnatum Baltic Blue cuttings. Okay. Just a couple more up here. I've got my Snow Queen and my inch plant. And I think that's it. Are you watching the birdies? Okay, now it's time for me to water my moss poles, so we'll start at one end and work our way to the other. This one wants to fall over. There. I'm going to skip my adansonii and go straight to my standeliana. I almost forgot to give my Philodendron Splendid a water bottle. Splendid! Look, it has a tiny little new growth point on there. Cute! I have here my croton or Codiaeum variegatum. It has lots of new growth on there. You can see. I want to take a look at the root system. I have a feeling it needs a bigger pot. So let's go ahead and take a look at the roots and see if we need to do anything about it. It actually looks okay. It's a little bit root bound, but I don't think I'm going to mess with it. I think I'm just going to keep it in this pot for now. And when I say root bound, that's not really that root bound. It has plenty of room. So yeah, I think I'm just going to keep it in this pot and give it a water and put it back on the shelf. I have a couple other plants I want to take a look at the root systems, so let me get those. The next one is my Anthurium andreanum. This plant had thrips, but it has come back pretty well. So let's dump it out and see what we can see. Yeah, again, it doesn't need a repot. It has a pretty small root system. What I am going to do is tease apart this kind of plug that's on here and replace it with some better potting mix. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm just going to put in my aroid mix that I use. It's for orchids, but I like to use it for my aroids. I showed this in my previous videos. It's orchid mix, but it's very chunky, so I like to use it for my aroids. It lets the roots breathe, and it keeps me from overwatering them. The idea is all the water drains through and doesn't allow the roots to sit in the water. So that's good for me because I tend to overwater my plants. This is my Philodendron rojo Congo. It's the plant that I treated for thrips last week, and I don't see any thrips now, so I think the treatment worked. A couple of the leaves, however, need to go. I don't know if they're ready to come off. This one feels pretty squishy. I don't want to, whoop, yep, that one was ready to come off. I don't want to take them off unless they're ready to come off. I don't think that one's ready, so I'll just leave it on for maybe a day or two more. But let's take a look at the roots of this one. And once again, I don't think it needs a repot. So sorry, that was kind of anticlimactic, but I'm just going to keep this in the same pot and wait, you know, maybe until the fall or something to look at it again. I do have one more plant that I am going to take a look at the roots and I think replace the potting medium. So let me go grab that one. All right, this last one is my Alocasia Silver Dragon, and it's just surviving. I feel like it's kind of droopy. Some of its leaves are getting kind of brown at the edges. You can see there. Like that one's not doing so well. That one might be ready to come off. But here it's getting brown at the edges. So I do want to take this out, take all the corms out, replace the potting medium with, again, my Phalaenopsis orchid potting mix and see if that makes a difference in its well-being. It's got some decent roots on there. That looks really nice. I'm happy with that. So this leaf came right off. All right, so take a look at the roots. They look really nice. I'm just going to repot it in my potting medium. There we go. Let me take you over to the sink and we'll give all 4 of these a water. Okay, first is the Silver Dragon. Next is the Anthurium andreanum. Next is the Croton. And last is the Rojo Congo. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me on Plant Chore Saturday. I hope you enjoyed that and found it relaxing. Thanks for watching. Bye.